Welcome to CBR. Made from vibranium, a rare metal from outer space, Captain America's iconic shield can withstand almost any attack. However, it is not indestructible. Today, let's analyze 5 different weapons that exist in the MCU right now that could break Captain America's shield.
Vibranium is stronger than steel and a third the weight.
Vibranium is a near indestructible metal from meteors that crashed on Earth. Because vibranium meteors holding large amounts of the metal landed in their territory, Wakanda went on to become the most technologically advanced nation on the planet. Black Panther's claws are made from vibranium, just like Captain America's shield. These claws are incredibly sharp, able to slice through metals and materials that other weapons can't penetrate at all. In Captain America Civil War, we see Black Panther's claws scratching and leaving permanent marks on Cap's shield. Captain America, Iron Man, and Bucky Barnes' disagreement grew to include Black Panther in a desperate chase through a busy highway. In this scene, Black Panther moves with feline-like precision and speed, dodging vehicles and keeping up with Steve Rogers, but it's not just his agility that makes him dangerous. When T'Challa finally catches up to Rogers, his claws lash out in several blows. Black Panther's claws drag across the surface of Captain America's shield. The impact of vibranium on vibranium sends sparks flying, and the distinct screech of metal scratching metal fills the air. The scene is a reminder that even vibranium can be affected by itself if wielded with enough force and precision with the right weapon. The claws and the shield being made from the same material means they cancel out the vibranium advantage. The claws are specifically designed to tear through tough materials, and while vibranium's energy-absorbing properties usually protect it from damage, a series of well-placed strikes from vibranium claws could eventually weaken the shield structure. Wakanda has the most advanced technology possible when it comes to harnessing vibranium's properties. This expertise gives Black Panther's claws a unique advantage against the shield, which was made by Howard Stark in the United States. Tony's father was a brilliant man, but his creation most likely can't match Wakanda's legacy with the material. Thor's enchanted hammer, Mjolnir, could also be used against Captain America's shield. Although Thor hasn't had any reasons for trying to break Rogers' shield, it is possible in theory because of its composition and magical properties. An enchanted warhammer forged by the dwarves for the Asgardian royal family that was made from Uru, a cosmic metal with magical properties. This is one of the most powerful weapons in the MCU. In Avengers Age of Ultron, we saw Thor use Mjolnir's lightning to superheat vibranium, which began to melt it. During the battle in Sokovia, blue and white streaks of lightning were emitted outwards as the vibranium in Ultron began to soften and melt. This scene proved that vibranium, while strong, has a vulnerability to extreme heat from magical elements. It visually demonstrates the raw power of Mjolnir. It's not just a hammer, but a channel for Thor's unique godly powers. Mjolnir's ability to summon lightning and wield immense strength makes it one of the few weapons capable of damaging vibranium. If Mjolnir's lightning was used against Captain America's shield, it would probably break it by melting it down to nothing. Or it could weaken it with lightning and then hit and shatter it. Thor and Captain America have always fought side by side. But in a theoretical scenario where Mjolnir is used offensively against the shield, the combination of magic and brute force could easily break it.
You have a metal arm?
Bucky Barnes, also known as the Winter Soldier, is currently sporting an upgraded vibranium arm from Wakanda. This new arm gives him enhanced strength and durability, far beyond that of his previous arm, made by Hydra. In fact, we have seen the arm and the shield clash before. The highway fight in Captain America the Winter Soldier is one of the MCU's most intense battles, as Steve Rogers goes up against a masked Bucky Barnes. Even without his Wakandan vibranium arm, Bucky proves to be a physical equal to Captain America, with metal fists clashing against the vibranium shield. In a standout moment, Bucky's previous Hydra-engineered arm slams into the shield, causing a resonant clang that reverberates through the battlefield. The force is immense, enough to knock Steve back several feet, showing how much of a threat Bucky truly is. If Bucky almost won while still wearing his old arm, the new vibranium one made in Wakanda could do much more damage, and most likely even break the shield. While vibranium is typically known for absorbing energy, Bucky's arm can deliver such intense force that, given the right circumstances, it could break through almost anything. His arm strength, combined with his expert combat skills, makes Bucky one of the few people capable of targeting and exploiting weak points in Captain America's shield.
The metal is an alloy called adamantium, supposedly indestructible.
Adamantium, like vibranium, is a rare and incredibly strong metal. Adamantium's strength has mostly been depicted as superior to vibranium in the comics, but it's still unclear if the MCU will follow a similar dynamic. With the X-Men on their way into the MCU, fans hope the vibranium supremacy on Earth will be defied by the exploration of adamantium, which makes up Wolverine's bones and claws. Wolverine's claws are famously sharp and nearly unbreakable, but most importantly, they aren't just weapons. His claws are part of Wolverine, making him one of the most dangerous fighters in the Marvel Universe. In the comics, adamantium is often depicted as being capable of cutting through virtually anything, including vibranium. While Wolverine is now part of the MCU due to Deadpool and Wolverine, so far there are no signs Wolverine will try to break Captain America's shield. Adamantium's durability and the sharpness of Wolverine's claws make them one of the most dangerous weapons in the Marvel Universe, perhaps the most powerful one that is built in a character's body. Even vibranium's energy-absorbing properties might not be enough to stop these claws if Wolverine were to attack Captain America's shield in the future.
A grateful universe.
Born out of blood.
They'll never know it.
Despite all the different possibilities, the only time Captain America's shield actually broke in the MCU was in Avengers Endgame. In the final confrontation against Thanos in the movie, the villain used his massive double-edged sword to strike the shield repeatedly until it shattered. With the ruins of the Avengers compound smoking in the background, each time Thanos hit the shield with the double-edged swords, it reverberated a loud and heavy thud that foreshadowed the destruction that was to come. Sparks flew with the collision between Uru and vibranium, and Thanos' first few strikes already left a dent in Cap's shield. Cracks started to appear, and with one final blow, Thanos turned the shield into pieces. Thanos' double-edged sword is made from Uru metal, the same material that makes up Thor's Mjolnir. But the power of the double-edged sword doesn't rely solely on the material. It was wielded by one of the most powerful beings in the universe. The sheer force behind Thanos' strikes, combined with the sword's sharpness and mass, allowed him to break the shield. This moment in Endgame demonstrated that under the right circumstances, the shield can absolutely be destroyed. The breaking of Steve Rogers' shield in Avengers Endgame was a climactic moment that symbolized the loss of all hope. Thanos' victory in that moment felt inevitable. However, it also set the stage for Steve Rogers to prove his heroism, as Captain America will continue fighting even when his shield is broken into pieces. Each of these weapons represents an evolution in the MCU's approach to power dynamics. While Captain America's shield is one of the most enduring combat accessories, these 5 MCU weapons remind us that even the strongest defenses have vulnerabilities. From Black Panther's precision strikes with vibranium claws, to the brute force of Thanos' Uru-based double-edged sword, past scenes in MCU movies showcase how powerful tools used by strong beings can challenge even the mightiest of objects. As we look forward to seeing what the new Captain America, Sam Wilson, will do with his shield, the introduction of adamantium could further challenge vibranium's supremacy. At the same time, old allies like Bucky or Thor might unintentionally threaten the shield once again. In the end, the shield may break, but it's Captain America's spirit that will always endure. Whoever holds this important title and wields the shield always knows they must always remain with their head held high. Do you think we will see Captain America's shield breaking again in the MCU? Let us know how you think that could happen in the comments. Until next time, thanks for watching CBR.